Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Quick look here again at Solana, seeing what's going on. We're going to talk about the reasons why you should take all of your money and put it into a short position right now. I'm just kidding. If you've watched my videos, you'll know that's not the idea, okay? So calm down, calm down. I'm just kidding. We're going to look at reasons, though, obviously, as to why this uptrend may be discontinuing. We are starting to see the beginning of an ABC pattern. And there's potential for further downside. Okay, just to be frank with you, the price became massively overextended, and it makes sense it's pulling back now. Okay, so just heads up on that. We're gonna look at some backend data, see kind of where we're at here, see if there's any, I guess, telling signs here of where we're at. Oh, quick congrats again to our community members. If you're not part of our Discord, jump on over there. Awesome group of folks there. We took some profits from OP at 48% and ARB at 87% this morning for a swing trade or two from a couple weeks ago. So awesome stuff. Love me some swing trades. Taking a look here though at Solana on the, let's go into this here first, kind of preface here, because this is the most recent time frame. You could say this is probably about 2 days worth of trading here. So we can kind of see heavy amount of shorts at $100 even. That's a big mistake, by the way. Main reason I say that though is just because round numbers are not ideal for specific stop losses or liquidation levels. Of course, you can't choose your liquidation level, but you can choose to use lower leverage and not effectively have such a tight margin, if you will. So just be careful, be aware. We also have some longs at about $90 as well. So it looks like 90 and 100 is a heavy concentration. Folks are just all about those round numbers here. So again, that really just tells us that we're working within a range between 90 and 100. The price came up as high as 99.50 last night. Okay, so awesome stuff. Congrats again to a lot of our members. I know we took some monster profits there, partially with our day trading bots, but also more important, just some really good trades from some good community members. Okay, so let's look at the daily and work our way down because we got a candlestick closure. We talked about this last night, but we could not close above that $95 mark, but we are currently we got a candlestick closure about 93.68. So we could kind of just round up and say $94 was a closure for our daily candle there. That could imply that being a support level, but we're starting off with a doji candle here so far today. Typically that implies indecision, and oftentimes when you see a doji candle at the end of a very strong couple of days of green, it's commonly followed by retracement. Okay, so again, just generally speaking, that's how that could work. I'm not saying we're going to get a play out to the downside because of it, but that is essentially something to pay attention to. We're still converging on the stochastic RSI. Again, it's still strong, and same thing with convergence as well on the MACD. So there's a lot of bullish momentum here. There's no reason to consider that the sky is going to fall. Even if the price does pull back significantly, we're still in a good uptrend, and we're still maintaining above the moving averages. And again, if you can kind of see this here, let me squeeze in a little faster or tighter. You can see the 20-day SMA hanging out there about $73 right in that range. Okay, so that'll continue to work its way up until it averages itself out with the price. So again, the bottom line here is that the daily time frame isn't telling us a tremendous amount. We're in good shape there. Nothing really to worry about in the overall sense. 4-hour time frame, of course, this does tell us a slightly different story. We can see the moving averages are working their way up. That's always beneficial to continue to intersect the price action eventually. Stochastic RSI is finally swinging down, kind of letting us know that we've begun our descent. Okay. Now again, it's not a guarantee the price is going to continue lower because of that, but it does tell us that we have that momentous downtrend with stochastic RSI, and then of course our MACD is starting to diverge but hasn't yet officially. It's common for the price to diverge until it doesn't, and then just kind of bounce right off that 26-day EMA. But again, it's still too early to tell. Again, with these massive uptrends like this, it kind of throws some of the indicators off, and it can be hard to judge some kind of reversals. But the truth here is that at this point, I wouldn't say that it's a full-on reversal at all because we're consolidating nicely at this range here at about $94, and it looks pretty healthy in the overall sense. Okay, so even though we were massively overextended, we're not pulling back super hard yet, and I do think that that leads me to believe that we're probably in pretty decent shape here. We take a look at some fair value. There's not a lot here or liquidity in the most recent time frame on the 4-hour, so we can kind of summarize here that this is fine. There's really no consideration for a short position yet. And I like to emphasize the word yet because there will come a time where you could potentially short this coin and be fine. Maybe $100 or $99.50 is the limit, and how that's about as high as it can go. We do take a look at Elliott Wave though, just to kind of clarify. This is a larger time frame movement here. You can kind of see that if this is the top, we will see some pullback to maybe some the low $80 range. That's a possibility. Again, I don't have my fibs pulled up specifically for that type of for the type of situation, but that's a really big move. If we look at the hourly, that's a little bit more specific here, kind of letting us know that this being our fifth and final wave, if it is, essentially, then we could see an ABC pattern. Our A might already be in, our B might be, this resistance level here at about 95.80, and we could see a lower low somewhere in the range of, 82 to 87. So I do think the 80s are probable at this point. Am I going to, bet my firstborn child on this? No, probably not. But it's still one of those things that we want to recognize is potentially coming. Okay, so just be mindful of that. So to me, when a shift in momentum is coming, I'm not looking for a short. I'm really just more so looking for a potential long position later, especially when we're in a massive uptrend. Okay. Keep in mind though, this massive uptrend is potentially coming to an end. Maybe $100 is the limit, and if so, we got to be prepared and ready for the price to pull back. So a consideration for anything in the $80 range at this point might be viable. Okay. Last but not least, let's take a quick look at the Ichimoku cloud on the hourly. This is kind of again just a confirming factor for me. This is another reason for me not to take a short because we're not even into the cloud yet. Okay, the cloud's kind of averaging itself out right here in this range. And lagging span is almost intersecting with the price action. That does imply your long position. You should at least adjust your stop loss higher. Consider taking some profits. And what I mean by that is maybe taking 60, 70, 80% profit on your first target. Yes, you should have multiple targets when you take a trade. I got the question the other day, like, wait, you mean I don't just jump in, jump out every time? No. Good traders will average in and average out. So you'd average out by 60, 70%, adjust your stop loss to break even, price pulls back to that level, then you're still walking away in the green. And you're probably thinking to yourself, wow, that's not very good profit. Well, if you consistently do that day in and day out, it adds up pretty fast. Okay. That having said, though, lagging spans intersecting with the price action soon, so the window of opportunity is closing. The conversion line is intersecting with the baseline, so another reason to consider trimming your position. But the only thing else kind of holding me back is this monstrous cloud here, kind of letting us know that we got some decent support. And again, these are just kind of a series of moving averages. They really just help us understand that the price action should stay above that, and once it goes below that level, then we might want to shift gears and think about a short. Okay, so we're a long ways away from the shorting. But again, if you're the risky type and you want to try to short, go ahead. Just make sure you use small profit targets or tight targets, and ensure you're taking profit and you adjust your stop loss lower effectively if you're shorting. Okay, those are just little things that keep me afloat, and I like to make sure that I do the same thing for my community as well. So again, that's kind of what we got there. Honestly, not a whole heck of a lot in all reality right now. No stark, like, oh my gosh, this is a lion sand where we need to shift our mentality. Things are still looking very good for this coin. Okay, but the natural pullback that occurs when Bitcoin retraces is a very, very standard thing. And just to give you perspective, Bitcoin is performing similarly in the last 12 hours to Solana, and you could pretty much say the same thing for most other coins. Most coins are pulling back because they got massively overextended yesterday, and hindsight's 2020, but shorting last night would have been a good call, right? Again, I don't like to short unless I have full confirmation, and oftentimes just shorting the top of a trend, it's just kind of gambling. You're flipping a coin, really. You don't know how much further it could go. All right, folks. Anyways, I hope that made sense. One quick thing here, too, of course, if you've used my link to register for Bitunix, make sure you take advantage of this offer. It is provided in our Discord, so I have a promos section here. Be sure to check that out if you're curious. I have the link there for it. But generally speaking, just some deposit and trading rewards. You do need to click the link enter now in order to benefit from that, though. So check that out in your own time, of course. Phenomenal exchange, no KYC, no VPN. And again, if you want to become a community member, you get this question a lot too, the difference between premium. These are swing trades that I take that I manually control. And then, of course, Premium Plus is my automated day trading bot. It pretty much will continue to scalp different coins, providing you with multiple entries. Okay. Again, the key there is to read through our signals guide to ensure you're getting the most out of it, because it is a different strategy than a swing trade. You should never treat a day trade like a swing trade or vice versa. Okay. Again, just some friendly advice. All right, folks, I hope that makes sense. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Take care.